So we enter what? We enter its complex number now. Then what do? You open what? Your bracket. You open your bracket. Then click what? 4 plus 6i. 5 plus 6i. Bracket close. Plus bracket open. 4 minus 3i bracket close minus bracket open 8 plus 2i 8 plus 2i then bracket close plus bracket open 5 minus 4i bracket close. So I would advise you that when you are done inputting everything, you scroll back to check if you have any mistake on it. But if you don't have any mistake on it, then what do? You just you click the equal to sign now. When you click equal to, you get 6 minus 3i. So let's see for my university textbook if my answer is correct. So you can see now the answer is 6 minus i3, which is the same thing as 6 minus 3i. So you can see that my answer is correct for my calculator. So let's see if we still have some examples here we can solve. Okay, we still have one more here, which says subtract minus 7 plus 3i from 8 minus 9 I. So how do you do it? I is minus 7. I is open minus 7 plus 3i from 8 minus 3i from 8 minus 9i. So to write it properly, write 8 minus 9i minus bracket open minus 7 plus 3 I. You close your bracket. You close your bracket. So after you have properly written it down, yeah, you can see it now that I've properly written it down. Then what do? Then we now take a calculator. We just clear everything with the unsigned, and don't forget we're still on complex mode, so we don't need to change anything. So we start 8 minus 9, then I minus bracket open is minus 7 again plus 3i, then close your bracket. So click your equal to sign, and your answer will be 15 minus 12i. So 8 minus 9i minus, when you subtract it from minus 7 plus 2i, we give you 15 minus 12 I. So this is how you write it, and then you get your answer. So let me still see if I can see some questions from my university textbook. Okay, there's still one I ticked here. That one says multiply bracket open, multiply bracket open 4 plus I, bracket close by what? Bracket open, 2 plus 3I, bracket what? Close. So when you write it down, still check from the textbook if what you wrote down is what? Correct. So if what you wrote down is actually correct, then you come back to your calculator to use it to solve. Then, like I said before, our modes, everything, and our inputs, everything has been what? In rectangular and complex mode, so we don't need to change anything. So we continue by what? Open our bracket, then write 4, click 4 plus I, then bracket close, then you put the bracket again, 2 plus 3 I, shift, then put I, close it, and press equals to. So our answer is what? Equal to 5 plus 14I. So let's see if our answer is correct from the textbook. Okay, 5 plus 14I. You can see that the answer is correct. That to show you that what we solved was what? Was correct. So let me see if I still have some other questions here. Okay, we have another one on division which says simplify 1 plus square root of what? 3i, square root of 3i all over 2 plus square root of 3i. So when you're doing that, you can see that I've properly written it down and I've confirmed that my what I wrote down is what? Correct. So I just click my own, then I write what? I click what? My fraction sign plus what? This what? A fraction there. It's a fraction. So I click what? Fraction sign here, which is what? 1 plus square root of what? 3. And don't forget, this I sign here, you don't put it inside the bracket. What do? You press what? The forward button or replay to shift the I sign out of what? The square roots. Or you what? If you know what to go, then shift it out, then and put what? My I. Then for me to come down, I press forward, then the cursor will come down for me to input what? My denominator, which is what? 2 plus square roots of what? 3. Like I told you before, you shift the I out of it by pressing what? By pressing what? The forward sign. Then put my I. Then everything is set. Then click what? Equals to. Then my answer is what? Equals to 5 all over 7 plus square root of 3 all over 7 what? I. So let's check from my university textbook if my answer is what? Correct. So they got what? 5 all over 7 plus square root of 3i all over 7. That means what I did was correct. And you can see that your calculator is very accurate, and sometimes there are some mistakes in this textbook we found out, which when you use your calculator on it, we found out there are different answers. But the truth is that this is computer and it's always right, correct if what input was very right. So such things, what do? You correct them from the textbook. So let's see if we still have some other things here. You can solve a complex number. Let me see if I still take something else. Okay, now I have something here again. Now they said that find the polar form of 1 over 2 plus I squared 3 all over all over 2. So let me write my question down. Which was 1 over 2 plus I squared 3 over over 2. So I should put my answer down in polar form. Then what do? Since they asked me to put what my answer down in polar form, what I have to do is to what go and change what my mode what setup, which what indicate or show how my answer do look like. Then how do I go there? I press my shift button, then my mode button, then still come down. This complex number here, click number 3, and then for the polar form is this 2 for my polar what form. So whatever I got now will be in what in polar form. So let's see to that. My question says 1 all over 2, shift press forward button, take it out, plus then you put in a fraction form again because we are still going to write fraction, plus I square 3. Then to bring it down to write my denominator, I press forward twice, then come down 2, then press my equal to sign. Then you can see that in polar form, when I toggle it, you can see that in polar form answer is what 1 angle 60 degree. Is this one here, arrow is equals to what 1, and my tan is equals to what 60 what degree. Then let's see from the textbook if what I did was right. Yeah, you can see here what here. From here you can see that our arrow is what 1, then our angle is what 60 degrees. So when you want to write it down, then you now put the bracket and write cos 60 degree plus I sin 60 what degree in what in polar form. So you can see that calculator is what very correct also, as also what got same thing with what the textbook. So let's move towards, let's see if we see another question on complex number again that I took down. Let's look who can solve. Let me see if there's any question I wrote down or took down. Any question? Tick down. I guess that will be all for complex numbers. All for complex numbers. Okay, let me see, check. I book it. I see I have another one. Yes. Yeah, I still got some more questions here. As you can see from here. I got some questions here. Eyes for me to solve. So what do I have to do now? My answer have to be in what? The rectangular form. So let me go and change what? My mode setup first. Mode setup, then come down, then click 3 and click what? 1. Then my answer will now be what in rectangular form. So switch them. I still make sure my input method is in what? Rectangular form. Clicking for, then click your AC. Then you open your brackets. I is 2 plus 6 shift eng, give you your I, close it, then divided by what? Bracket open 2i, bracket close, then you press your equal to sign. You give what? 3 minus what? I, same thing like I wrote down before. So that is it. That is this for this. Then you are given a question now. The second one, the next one is you are given a question in polar form and you have to what? Put it in what? Your answer is to be in what? In rectangular form. Like we know before, our answer is already in what? The rectangular form is our mode setup. So we don't need to what? Change our mode setup. Rather, we need to change what? Our input method by pressing shift, then press 2. Then our question is in polar form, then press 3 to select polar form. Then this will display, then you click what? Your AC sign. Then you input it by saying 2, press shift, then press this symbol here, you can see it, this minus symbol here, and press it, will give you that. Then you write what? Your angle 45 degree, then press equal to, how to give you what? Square 2 plus square 2i, which what we already what? Have here. Then you can still clean it up like this. Then we still have another question here. The question is what rectangular form, but don't forget what you did for. Due to our input method is in polar form, then we need to convert it back first to rectangular form, which is 4. Then you click your AC. Then what do? You open your bracket. Sorry for that. You open your bracket. Then that is 1 minus I. 1 minus I, bracket close. Then click equal to. Click equal to. It still give you 1 minus I here. I think there's an error in this question here. 1 minus I. Okay, let's leave that. I think there's an error. I copied the wrong question, something like that. Let's move to the next one, which says bracket open 1 plus I, bracket close. Then you can see a square on it. Then just press here the S2 here to put raise to power 2 on it. Then press your plus sign, and when you press your plus sign, you open your bracket, and when you open your bracket, you have 1 minus I. Close your bracket and put your square sign. Press equal to. Should give you 0. Same thing I wrote down here. K. So you should look for the conjugate of 2 plus 2I. Like I told you before, you're going to change your input method by clicking shift, then press 2, then conjugate is number 2. Then our question is 2 plus 2I. Then close your brackets. Then click equals to. Our conjugate form of 2 plus 3I is 2 minus 2I. Then we have a question here which asks us to convert from rectangular form to polar coordinates. So what do? We're going to change our answer to our answer form to polar coordinates by clicking shift mode. Then come down, complex number, which is number 3. Then click 2 for our polar coordinate. Then whatever answer we get now will not be polar coordinates, because we don't need to convert again. Then our input method, we're going to make sure that it is in rectangular form, which is number 4. Then this will appear. Then you click AC. Then we have square 2 plus square 2I square 2. Like I told you before. Okay, sorry for that. Square 2. Then press the shift button plus square 2I 2. So for the I, take it outside of the bracket by clicking forward. Then click your shift, click your ENG, then press your equal to sign. And when you click it, then you get your polar form as 2 angle 45. So that is the polar coordinate of square 2 plus 2I. Square 2I will give you 2 angle 45. Then so that is still the answer. So after all this, I think it's all on. I can go from now onwards on complex number due to time. So I have to speed it up now. Let's go to statistics. Let me just see if I can do something there, because I don't have any question with me now. Then on statistics, what do we need to do first? Go and change your mode by clicking your mode. Number 3 is your statistics. Click your 3, and take it to all this here. This one is linear function, and all the rest here is quadratic regression. That is per quadratic question. This is per linear regression, exponential linear regression. And this one is AB linear regression, the power regression, and the inverse regression. So So I think let's just think, okay, let's select the pair linear regression, which is number 2. Then you can see that it gives you a variable of what? S and Y. So if, for example, you are given questions with variable S and Y in statistics and you have to solve it, this is what you use. But due to yes, I don't have a question here, I think I should just go for what? A simpler one, which is what? Mode 3. Then click what? The linear, what? The first one, which is what? Linear what? Linear equation, which one? Then it has S. Then the next thing you do is what? Click your shift, click your mode, then you come down. Sorry, you come down. Then you can see what? Number 4 here starts here. You click what? 4. Then if the question they gave you have what? Frequency, you press what? 1. But if the question they gave you does not have frequency, you press what? 2. But I want to do something having frequency. I want to just formulate a question for myself having frequency. But then I'll click what? The 1. You can see that this is what? S and frequency. Let's say for instance they are giving what? Something like this. Let me just question myself. Let me say on the table you have S and you have what? Your frequency, and then like this, then you have what? 1, 2, 3, and you just say 4, and then 5. And what in statistics? Then your frequency, let me say 3, 1, 1, 2, 4. So you can see that this what your data for S and what your frequency. So how do you enter what? How do you enter this? Then you can see that the first column is what? The S. So this is how you enter what? Your details in statistics. Then on S we have what? 1. Press your 1. You press what? Equal to. Then thing will drop down. Then you click 2 next. Show. Then you click what? Equal to. Then to fill in. Then you click 3 as our next what? S. You click equal to. It will fill in and drop down. Then you click 4 next. Equal to. Then you drop down. Then you click 5 next. Equal to. And to fill in like what? Like this. Then our next thing, since we are filling what? Our S part of it, then we now go to what? The Y part of it. Then what do? You click us up and click sideways. Then until we now move to what? To the frequency part of it. Then to enter frequency, now you click what? 3 equals to. Then our next number is what? 1. Click your equals to. Next one is 2, 1 equal to. And next one is 2 equal to. Next one is 4 equal to. So when you are then filling what? Your S and your frequency column, the next thing you do is to what? You click what? Your AC. Then let's say for instance they ask to what? Find the mean of what? Of this data here. Then what do? Press your shift now. Then you look for what? Statistics number 1 here. After pressing shift, click 1. Then this will what? Will come up. Then you can see type, data, sum, and variable distribution and the minimum, maximum. Then this one is number 2 here is to what? If you want to enter your data, you want to press anything. Then the 4. So the fourth one here is for what? If you want to solve what? Something on it, then click what? The 4 here. So you can see that here you have what? Your mean here as number 2 here. So what do? You click what? The 2. This what? For your mean. And when they come up, click what? Equals to. Then the mean of this data is what? 1.67 what? When you add it up to what? 2 decimal places. So that is how what you do it. Then assuming what you want to what? Solve for what? Yours. Let me see if I can see anything else there. Then you click what? Your sheet. Then click your 1. Then click your 4. Okay. Okay. These are just still some other ones of 8. So this is the equation I got. So your main will now be what? S bar equals to 1.7. When you want it off to what? 2 cylinder figures. So that is just a quick demo on how what you can fill what your table in statistics, and what also what solve for what mean and what standard deviation and all the others. So for the next, let me immediately move to what number basis. Number what basis. So when we talk about number basis and number in base 2, like what we call the binary numbers, the hexadecimal numbers, the octal numbers. So if you look well on top of what this what buttons here, you look what on top of this button here, S square, S boss, log, and in. On top of it you see what decimal, hexadecimal, binary, and what octal written on it as what DEC, HEOSC, BIN, and OCT. Then what is the first thing you have to do? What you change what your mode to what number what basis, which is what number what 4. And when you change to number basis, the first thing you display on your screen is what the decimal what form of it. Like if you want to perform what calculation in what in base 10. Okay, now I will immediately go through what this thing. I don't think you need to take a lot of time. So all you just need to do is, let's just say maybe you are giving what, let me say 12 plus what in 3 in base 10. 12 plus 3 in base 10. How do you do it? 12 plus 3 in base 10. How do you do it? Just press 12 plus 3 because one side is what our question is already what in here. Then it's already in what 12 plus 3 here. We click what equal to. Then it's what 12 plus 3 in base what 10 to give you what 15. So if you want to change this to what, convert it to what base 2, what do you just do? When you look on top of it, on top of this log, you see what BIN here, and we start for what on green, we stand for what binary what number. So what do? You just click what your shift, and you click your shift, then click your what your log, then you now convert itself to what binary number. Then 12 plus 3, which is 15, that is 15 in base 10 in binary is equals to what is equals to what 1 1 1 1 in base what in base 2. You can see that this what very what simple. So if you want to still convert this thing to what to hexadecimal, you can still convert it to hexadecimal, which is what press your shift again and press what your hexadecimal what portion here, which what the S bar here. After pressing shift, you can also convert to what hexadecimal here. 15 here, that's 15 in base 10 in hexadecimal is equals to what F in base 16, which will call base 16 hexadecimals. So if you want to convert this thing to what octal, now what do? You press the shift, press your in sign, because on top of it you see something written on green, OCT, which stands for octal. When you click it, it will give you what 17. So 15 in base 10 is equals to what 17 in what octal. So how does this thing all relate to that? 111 in base 2 is equals to what 15 in base 10, also equals to what F in base 16, also equals to what 17 in what in base 8. So this is how what you convert from what one base to from one base to the other without what making mistakes. But you might ask, okay, how do we solve maybe let's say 15 in base let's say is 8, so 15.529 15.529 in base 8. Let's convert it to what base 10 to base 10. How do you do it? The truth is that these 5298 at the back, you can't look for it. Rather, you can just decide to what look for what your 15. So 15, then when you write your 15, because we are already in octal, click equal to 15 display here, then click what your shift, then to go to base 10, which is decimal, click what this button here, S square here, and then take it to what? 13. So 15 here will give you what? The 13 here. So when you give you what? 13 what? In decimal, 13 in base 10. So now put your what? Your points here. So the other 5298, you now use what? Sorry, the other 529, you now use what? You solve it what? The normal way you solve it, which is what? I think something of this form, 0.529 times 8. So you solve it until what? You now get it. Then when you now get it, you now go and put it what? Here. But I just think that the calculator is helpful here because of what? It will help you to what? Solve what? The integer part of it, and leave only the what? The decimal part of it for you to what? Solve, which is still what? It still save what? Time for you on this one. So I think this is all for what? Normal basis for now. Then the other one what we have here is what? The equations. Yes, in click 5. The first one here is what? Simultaneous equation with what? Two variables. Right, the first one is simultaneous equation with two variables. The first one, right, the second one is what? Simultaneous equation with two variables. While the third one is quadratic equation. While the fourth one is what? Cubic equation. So I think we have some questions here, and the first one says x plus 2y equals to 3, comma, and 2x plus 3y equals to what? 4. So what do? For we to do this, we have to change to what? Our mode to what? Equation mode. This what? Click your mode sign, then click number 5 as what? Click the number 5. You click what? Click what? The number 5, which stands for what? Equation. And since what our question here only have two variables, then you click what? You click what? The first one. Then when you click it, you have something of this what? Nature. Then when you have something of this nature, then how do you fill it in? Then we have what? S plus 2y equals to what? 3. So what you do is that all you just need to do is to what? Fill in the coefficient of s, y, and the 2 here. So what you just do is what? Press 1. Then when you press the 1, press equal to. Then you are filling for the s. Then for the y, press 2. Press equal to. You are filling for the what? For the y. Then for the 3, you press what? Your 3 equal to. Then you are filling for what? You press what? Variable. Then you come to what? The second variable, which is what? 2s plus 3y equals to 4. Then you press what? 2 equal to. You are filling for what? The s. You press 3 equal to. You are filling for what? The y. Then press 4 equal to. You are filling for what? Everything here. So what the next thing you do is just what? Click what? Your equal to sign. And for this question here, your s is what? Equal to what? Minus 1. From the calculator you can see it here, s minus 1. Then you press what? Your equal to sign, and y equals to what? 2. Y equals to what? 2. So this is what? Your s and y from this simultaneous what? Equation. Then the next question we have here is what? Simultaneous equation with 3 variables. Know that we set it in 2 variables before, so let's go and set it what? In 3 variables. So how do you do that? You click what? Your mode. Then you click what? 5, which for equation. Then you click what? 2 for simultaneous equation with what? 3 variables. Then this will now come up on your screen. Then let's fill in. All you just need to do is just to what? Input the coefficient of whatever is here. Then our s here is what? 1. Press equal to. Then our y here is what? Minus 1. Press equal to. Then the next one here is what? 2. Let me bring it there so I can type very well. 2, which is equal to. And then our last one there is what? 2 again. Press 2 equal to. Then we are filling what? For the first what? Equation. Then let's move into the second equation, which was by putting what? Their coefficient. The first one for s is what? 1 equal to, for the y here is what? 1 equal to, for the minus 2 here, put your minus 2 equal to, and we have 0 equal to, then you now drop to what? The third line for you to fill in, which is what? For the third what? Equation. For the third equation we have what? Minus 1 as coefficient equal to 1 equal to, and we still have what? 2 equal to, and we have what? 4 equal to. Then after you have successfully what? Filled in all these things here, then the next thing you have to do is to what? Click what? Equal to. Then when you click on the equal to sign, then your s is what? Your s is what? For this one, your s is what? S is equals to what? 1 from the calculator, equals to 1, and your y is what? 2. Your y is what? 2, equals to 2 from what? The calculator. Then okay, we still have another one here on what? Quadratic question. Then how do you solve it? Due to what? Our mode is in what? In question with on numbers with, on variables with on variables of 3. Then what do we do? Click what? The shift button, then click the mode. Sorry, not the shift button, click the mode, then click what? The 5 for the equation. Then click what? The 5 for the equation. Then this is now what? Come up. This is now what? Come up. When this now come up, the third one is for quadratic question here, which what? Number what? 3. And click it. You can see that this will now what? Come up. So to enter a quadratic question, you enter what? The variables, which is what? For the s square is 1, plus your equal to, for s is 1, plus your equal to, and for this is 3 all over 4, 3 all over 4, then equal to. Then when you have successfully filled everything, then you press your equal to sign again for the second time. Then now give you what? Your s1 is what? Is this. And I think we have a problem here because I think we set what? Our mode in what? In polar form before. So that is why what? We are having what? This. So for we not to having these questions, for we not to be having our answers in polar form again, let's clear what? Our calculator mode first to be sure that there's nothing what left in memory again. Then click that what? Shift, then press 9, then you give it this, then I press what? 3, give it this, then press equals to, press AC. That's cleared everything. So now let's go back again to our, then now go to what? The mode again, then click what? 5, then for quadratic question you click what? 3, then let's fill in for our s square. The variable is what? 1 equal to, for s is still 1 equal to, and for the one without what? A letter, our alphabet is what? 3 over what? 4 equal to. Then our s is what? Our s is equal to minus 1 over 2 plus square 2 over 2i, then comma, then our y is what? So our s, our second s is what? S 2 is equals to minus 1 over 2 minus square 2 over 2i. So this is what? The answer for what? This particular what? Question. Then we move to what? Okay, there's still another question, quadratic question here. So we don't need to what? Change what? Our mode, our input. So what do we still do? We continue by what? S square. The variable of s square is what? 1 equal to, and a variable of our s is what? 2 square 2, and that is minus 2 square 2 is what? Minus 2 square 2, then press your equal to, then the other one is what, 2, press your equal to, and then to get the answer you press your what, equal to, which is what, s equals to square 2. Okay, for both s's, s is equals to what, square what, 2, and that is what, our final what, answer. So the last question on equations here is what, the cubic what, equation. So now let's go and change our mode. Press what, your mode, then click what, number 5, then click what, your 4 for your cubic what, equation. And how do you identify a cubic equation? A cubic equation is an equation which has what, a power of 3 instead of the 2, which is what, in quadratic equation. So what you do is you just fill in what, the coefficient. This is what, 1 equals to minus 2 equals to minus 1 equal to, and 2 equal to, and press equal to. You can see it's solving it now. Then for our s1 is equal to what, 1, while our s2 is equals to what, 2. So this is all for what, our equations for today. So you can see that our calculator can do what, most of the work which we usually stress ourselves what, for. You can see that everything on these equations has been done by what, the calculator, without every what, solving what, anything. So this is one of the reasons why you need to what, understand and what, learn what, study and master what, the calculator method, and not just calculator method, master the calculator as a whole. So for our next mode, we have something on the matrix. Then when you click the matrix, then you click what, 1. So when you click 1, then you see something like, for the first one, 3 times 3, the second one, 3 times 2, the third one is 3 times 1, the fourth one is what, 4 times what, 3, while the fifth one is what, 2 times 2, while the sixth one is what, 2 times what, 1. Then how do you choose the one you want to choose? The question is, the answer is, you check what the kind of question you are giving to. If for instance you are giving something, let me say you're doing something like this. Let me say 2, 4, 3, 1, 0, 8, like this. Then if you are given something of this nature as a question, matrix form for you to solve, how are you going to do it? How are you going to fill it? What? You choose what? 2 times what? 3, which is what? Number 4. Because what? This side what? The vertical side is what? That's what? 2 numbers. While the horizontal side has what? 3 what? Numbers. So you choose what? Number 4, which says what? 2 times what? 3. Then you choose it what? Press what? 4 for it. And what? You have something of what? This nature. So how do you fill in? You press your 2 equals to, press your 4 equals to, press your 3 equal to, then come down to the next line, then press your 1 equal to, press your 0 equal to, then press your 8 equal to. Then maybe you are giving, let me say 2 kind of matrix. Let me say the next matrix is like this. Let me say, okay, let me widen it. Let me say 3, 2, 3, 1, 5, 1, 6, 1, 1 as your next matrix. So what are you to do? If you want then to fill in the next matrix, you click what? Shift. After filling the first one, you click what? Shift. Then you click what? The number 4. Because if you look at the top of number 4, you see something written like MATRIS there, which is matrix. Then you click what? The 4. Then when you click the 4, you click what? Number 2 to enter what? Your next one. Then what do you click? You click what? The number 2 for your math B, which stands for what? Matrix B, or your second matrix. You click what? Your 2. Then how do you know what to choose from? You can see that our vertical side is what? 3. So you are going to look for what? the ones that start with 3, then our horizontal is what? 3. So what our matrix will be what? 3 times what? 3. So we're going to look for the 3 times 3, which is what? The first one here, which is what? Click number 1. Then let's fill in. Then click 3, press equal to, click 2, equal to, click 3, equal to, then click 1, equal to 5, equal to 1, equal to, then click your 6, equal to, click your 1, equal to, then click your 1, equal to. So if you are given 3 matrices, you can also what? Go for a third matrix by clicking what? Shift. Then you click what? The number 4 button here to choose what? Your matrix C. But if for example you only give it 2 matrices, and just say what? After entering your matrix A and matrix B, then clicking equals to, the next thing you have to do is to click what? AC symbol. Then let's say maybe that you have to what? That's to what? Multiply what? Matrix A. Let's say these are A times matrix B. Let's say these are matrix B. So how do you do it? Without stress or without trying to go further or solve long, all you just need to do after clicking what? Your AC button, after entering everything, click your AC button, you click what? Now your shift, then you click what? The 4 for your matrix, then you click what? Mat A, which is number 3, then you click what? Your times sign, then you click what? Shift, then you click what? Your number 4, then you click what? 4 for mat B, which is what? Matrix A times matrix B. So when you now click it, what do you do next? You press your equal to sign, and when you press the equal to sign, it will give you what? This. Your answer is what? This. So your matrix is what? Okay, let me write it. You have something like this for your answer, which is what? 28, 27, 13, 51, 10, and what? 11, which the answer is what? 28 in total as what? Your third what? Matrix. So this, you can still keep doing this for different questions, and this are what? This are work on what? Or matrix. Then we still have what? Another mode here again, which is what? The table and the vector. For the table and what? The vector. For the vector,